Colors. There are many different colors and many different schemes. So this week we are going to find the right one on Path of a Painter. To find a good scheme, you need to have a good base coat. And Nurgle, well, Nurgle is green. So I really want to go off from a green. So the first scheme that we're going to do is actually one that is well known. So that means you start off with a dark green. I'm using dark blue sea from Vallejo. And I slowly work it up with a brighter yellow green to get a nice metallic kind of look. I want to really work up the color as I always try to do. Yeah. So the first thing that I'm doing here is I take the brush, and as you can see, I have a nice sharp tip. I just make sure that the top of the brush is wet, and then you start mixing in a little bit of color. When I look at this particular moment here where I am mixing color, I notice that I think I would like the paint to be a little bit wetter than this. I mean, it's smooth and it goes off the brush pretty easily, but if it was a little bit more wet, it probably would have done a little bit better there. Alright, this is the point where you have to start to determine where the light is gonna fall. Now, I'm gonna do a two kind of color scheme, so that means I'm actually gonna try all kinds of different colors, but I'm gonna use a bright color, a light color, and a shadow color. That way I can see how green works with different colors the most and the best, and eventually we hopefully can find a good scheme that will work for my 2000 point Nurgle army. Because that's one of the goals that I'm trying to do in this series actually. I want to have a 2000 point Nurgle army. Alright, so as you can see, I added a little bit more yellow-green to the mixture. It's not that difficult, just a little bit more and more every time. And the most made mistake at this point is that you color too less. So I once said color about 75% and 50% and 25%. Same as like adding color, 75, 25, 50 and all that. But I want to kind of come back to that, and I would like to see that the dark green, the base color that you put 100% on the miniature, the next color that comes beyond that, so the first mixture of like 25% of the new color, try to do about 90%. So just have 10% of that really dark green, and then slowly work up. But the same thing with the brightest point. Make sure that it's only like 5 or 10% that really pops with the color that you want at least. Alright, as I said, I also want to do a shadow color. So I thought I'm using this yellowish green as a bright light color. So I'm going to use a blue as a dark side color, as a shadow color. It's a little bit colder, so that's a nice contrast to the warmth of the yellow-green. But at the same time, it's also just a nice color, and maybe it's a color that Nurgle can also have, and it's not only ultramarines that are bluish. Yes, the heresy, I said it. Maybe other faction can have blue too. All right. I'm really trying this out here. So I'm trying to highlight the shadowy areas, and it's kind of the same thing as the other side. Mixture a little bit more of the brighter blue in it. That's all you have to do. It's all you can do, just work it up with a little bit brighter every single time. But try to avoid white and black as a darker or lighter color. Alright, as I'm looking at this video, I must say the quality of the video is not great, but it's not poor either. It's kind of a mixture in there. Right, as I'm adding on the brightest color here, I now have a green and blue Nurgle Space Marine. Alright, next model, next scheme. All right, I'm still gonna start with the same dark green as I did before. Because I don't know, I just like to have a dark color in the shadow, and green is what Nurgle makes Nurgle. But then let's do something different. Let's add pink to the mixture. For those who have seen in the shorts, I did a purple Space Marine for a follower of the channel, and I really start to appreciate the purple as well. But if you add a little bit of pink to it, you also get a sort of purplish green kind of color. And yeah, I was just interested to see if that gives this kind of sickening vibe to it, you know? I don't know if that worked. I'm just here again looking for the places that light would hit, and I'm gonna work them up with this color. It's the same thing as I did with the other one, and the same thing as I'll do with the third model, but I just use a different color. And one thing that I did shift though between the first and at least the last one, probably with this one as well, I added a little bit more moisture to the mixture, as you can see. This gives me a slightly bit more glazing consistency. As you can see here, the model doesn't really have any true color in it other than the base coat that is just a bit brighter here. But I'm slowly glazing in that pinkish kind of color. It is a slow process, but something I am starting to really evaluate, really like. Glazing is not that difficult at all. It just makes sure that you use a very wet paint and take some of the moist out of the brush. And then just find the spots that you want to color in. Meanwhile, as I am coloring in a little bit more pinkish purple to this model and trying to create this strange hybrid between green and purple, I want everybody to, I'm thankful for you guys watching the video. For those who have come this far and who are liking the video, please hit the thumbs, hit a follow if you want to. I'm trying to grow as a content creator as well as a miniature painter. I have like 3 goals. One of them is also to get 1,000 followers. It's just a small channel, but 1,000 followers would really be awesome. Here I'm doing the same thing, but now I'm starting to get the dark color to a brown. I wanted to stay with the pinkish coloration, and brown is a color that kind of fits everything. It's not really a color. It's the same thing as like black and white, but then brown. So I created a brown shadow here. Again, I'm doing this with a wet glazing consistency that I'm slowly working up with red to get that vibrancy back in there. All right, as you can see, it is a slow and careful process. And I must say, I did not go all out on these models. I didn't took hours of glazing and all that. I didn't. I really wanted to get the colorations and to get a scheme ready, because this is gonna be a scheme for the army. And I don't need these models to be perfect in any way or sense. These are test models. And as you can see with this one, this is the third model. I already did the green process, and now I'm adding a orange to it to get this more rust kind of effect. I want to tell everybody who is doing test models to really enjoy that process as well. It's a start of something. If you make a test model, it is the start of a new scheme, of a new army, of everything. But I do want to say to everybody, do this, create a test army, create a test model, and try out different things, because I personally love colors. And today I'm painting green, and then I see somebody do an awesome pink, and I'm like, oh God, I want a pink army. and then I see somebody do a awesome blue, and I want a blue army. So yeah, I'm really, yeah, I'm really all over the place. That's why I'm doing this too. That's why I'm doing this, and I need you guys' help. So if you got all the way to this point, please tell me in the comments, what scheme do you like best? Is it the orange? Is it the purple? Or is it the green-yellow scheme? Tell me which one is the best. I'm going to add the non-metallic gold in a second, and then I'll show all three models at the same time. And I really need your help to tell me which one is the best. Or do you think there is a completely different scheme that I didn't try? Like maybe the purple that I used in the shorts. Just, let me know, because I need your help. Which one is the best? See you guys in 2 weeks. Peace out.